I'm the Director of Athletics here at Trinity College. I want to welcome all of you to our campus as we celebrate this presentation of the Hartford HealthCare Connecticut Courage Award. This award recognizes student athletes around our state who've demonstrated courage in the face of adversity. Some special thanks to our own sports communication team within our athletic department, as well as to COSADA, AP, College Hoops Illustrated for sponsoring this award, along with partnering with Hartford HealthCare, who I should mention is also a significant partner of Trinity College and a great partner at that. I'd also like to welcome some special guests today. Legendary Bill Rogers, thank you for being here today. You'll hear from Bill in a little bit, as well as all of our coaches, student athletes, and members of the media who've chosen to join us here today. At Trinity, we sponsor 30 varsity sports, have over 700 varsity athletes on our campus, and while we're very proud of the athletic tradition here at Trinity, 26 national championships in our history, 36 NESCAC titles in the past decade, we're just as proud, and we care just as much about those student athletes who are true champions in scholarship, sport, and service. And so it's with great pleasure that we get to honor one of those students today in ACE. So at this point, I'd like to introduce ACE's coach, John Michael Mason, to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
When you have the privilege of being a college coach, you get a lot of phone calls from high school coaches. And they're often very positive if they're taking the time to go out of their way to reach out to you about someone special. And you hear that phrase a lot. Someone special, really great young man or young woman. And we have the benefit at Trinity College of having many amazing conversations about great young men and young women that are interested in coming here to this school. So when ACE's coach first called me from his final year of high school at Northfield Mount Herman, the conversation started very similar. I'm an amazing young man, and you can always take that with a little bit of a grain of salt as a college coach, because you hear it a lot. But the conversation that I first had about ACE and subsequent conversations with his coach was different and sits in my memory. And it wasn't just ACE's story, it just wasn't just his clear ability as a runner. It seemed very clear in a somewhat intangible way that he just had exemplary character as a human being. And the coach wasn't trying to oversell it. ACE's ability and his story spoke for itself, but it just seemed very sincere that this coach felt like he had one of the most amazing young men that he had yet had the privilege of coaching. And it was from ACE's coach early on that I first heard about his story, about how he lost both his parents and a sibling to waterborne illness, about how he had moved to an orphanage somewhat late in his childhood and had to then learn the national language of Ethiopia, which he didn't previously know, speaking his home tribal language, that he then had the benefit of being adopted to a family in Massachusetts and having to start all over again. He'd always been a good student, and now here he was, later than many are adopted, having to learn how to speak in the United States and go to school. He also was more of a soccer player than a runner. Running growing up was something he had to do for a variety of reasons. Soccer is what he did for fun. His first year of running cross country was at Northfield Mount Herman for his final year. And he set a course record in that senior year. His accolades speak for themselves, but something that came across in that first conversation and that has continued for the 4 years that he has been here as the MVP of our cross-country team was how positive ACE is as a human being. He truly values the opportunity that he was given to be accepted and to participate as a student athlete at Trinity College. And he's inspired his teammates, kept them accountable, and reminds us as coaches to keep perspective every day, because it is an absolute privilege to be here as students, as coaches, as athletes. A story that I think exemplifies ACE's character was this past fall. Coach Suter, head cross-country coach, and I, and our assistant coach, Ashley Gersler, had the opportunity to fly out to the national championship with ACE and his female counterpart co-captain. And Ace had been on the verge of making a national championship since his freshman year. He's been one of the top runners in New England. But especially in cross country, you have to run well on the right day at the New England Championship to be able to qualify. So everything kind of has to go right. His senior year, he did that. It's a goal he'd been working to achieve. He got there, it was pouring rain, it was a terrible day in Kentucky, and he got out hard. He ran at a championship pace for the first 2 miles, and then he dropped off. And as coaches, we were trying to figure out what was going on. Well, someone stepped on his shoe, and he ran the last 3 miles with one shoe at the national championship. He still beat over 100 people, but fell short of his goal of becoming an All-American. And he was crushed, seeing him right after he crossed the finish line. And as a coach, you don't really know what to say at that moment. But in the airport, on the plane ride home later that day, he had already started talking positively again. He was asking about the first indoor meet and talking about indoor nationals. And that was an amazing turnaround that I know I wouldn't have been able to do. And Ace understands that running is a part of life, it's a metaphor for life in many respects, but that every day is a gift, being here and being able to do what he can do, and we are so proud of him representing Trinity College. In the first conversation with his coach, I also learned about a water purification program that Ace was starting already. He had traveled back to Ethiopia to rural villages to help them with water purification so that others wouldn't befall the fate of some of his family that has shaped his life. He has continued that at Trinity with an organization called HOPE, and he has other Trinity students on board, and they have made contact with an NGO that has a lot of connections back in Ethiopia called Drop of Water, and he's looking to make this a life's work. He's an environmental science major. He's our captain for both cross country and track and field, and we are very excited to see where he takes this outside of sport, as Drew mentioned, and even outside of the classroom, into a life of service that we're all fortunate to be at least in some way connected to. At this moment, I'd like to ask Rebecca Stewart to come up to represent Hartford HealthCare and tell us about this program. Thank you.
So Ace, congratulations, this is so well deserved. As we were looking at different sponsorships and sort of taking a look at how would we partner together, your story embodies everything. Your story is the segue of Hartford Health, Hartford HealthCare, and scholarly athletes. As you combine it, we know that health and wellness, it is the future, it is your life. And when you look at what you've been through, where you've come from, we're so proud to be a part of your future and a part of this award. The courage that you have shown in the face of such adversity is truly an inspiration to all of us. We are so proud of you for being a part of this award, and we're so proud to sponsor it. As we look at everything, we look at all of the folks who are here, we just thank you for the opportunity. Health is life. We talk often about helping folks live their healthiest lives, and you're inspiring folks to do that. You're bringing back your science. You're bringing back your everything that you've learned as an environmental science major. And we're so proud. We want to help you do all of that. So congratulations on your award. I know that there's lots more ahead. And we have the legendary Bill Rogers. Come on up. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here. When I first heard about this award, the Hartford HealthCare Courage, Connecticut Courage Award, I said, what is that? What does it mean, And but I think being a cross-country runner, and I'm from Newington, born in Hartford, so we're all kind of connected in very interesting ways. And to meet the coaches here, your coaches are so important. Your parents are important. Your coaches are important. And Ace's story, when I read it, I was jaw dropping. And your jaw just drops. Kind of scary. So, but I always believe, I do believe in everything about this sport. I love this program. I was talking with Doug earlier. I said it would be great if this would go national or something, and some of the athletes that aren't really in the public eye so much in Olympic sports. Sometimes this is an Olympic year, 2020 and everything, and maybe I will see you, Ace, in not too many years running an Olympic marathon. But I know that there are other things like Coach was talking about too. Yeah, the Olympics is great and everything or something like that. Sports world, but it's life, that counts. And I love that program that you've got, that you can really, you're putting all your efforts into making life better for people in Ethiopia. So very, very key. When I was a junior in high school, I was watching TV. It was Olympic year, 64. I'm a little elderly. And on TV, I saw Bibe Bikila take the gold medal in the Olympic marathon. I said, who is this guy? How can he finish running 26 miles? Because I couldn't understand it. Running that far. I was running like 2 miles. A high school 2-miler, cross-country runner. But later, I went to college. I actually wanted to get into Trinity, but I couldn't get in. It was too tough to get into Trinity. I went to Wesleyan, down the road. But there was a guy at Wesleyan who really kind of helped me, along with Coach Elmer Swanson. And he was kind of like you, Ace, with your coach, Coach Mason. But this other runner really helped me a lot, just like the way you helped those younger runners on your team. So we really have to stick together. It is a team sport. And anyway, I don't know if I can really understand what happened to you in your life, because it's so tough. But as a runner, I can connect with you, and this award for showing courage in the face of adversity, and you really faced a lot of adversity. And, congratulations.
Hold it there for 1 second, couple more seconds.
That's my point.
All right, I'm good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Roger. It is with great humanity that I accept this recognition. I would like to start by expressing my gratitude to people who have played an important role in my life, my college, and my athletic career. I want to thank my adoptive parents who unfortunately couldn't be here today. I also want to thank my friends, my teammates, and coaches for believing in me and supporting me this far. There's so many fun facts about me. One being that, I didn't enjoy running, but it's something I had to do it, to overcome many challenges. And over the last 10 years of running competitively, I've learned a lot. I've learned the benefit of running. It's one of the things that brings joy to you. Imagine those stressful days in class or during the exam weeks. There's nothing better than just getting out there, running. And because I believe that running is like one of those natural medicine for the brain. And so I've overcome many challenges, and there's so many people who have played an important role. And I want to thank you all. And I want to thank Hartford HealthCare for listening to my story and bringing this award to me. Thank you so much, and thank you all.